Hi everybody. I'm here today to talk about my research with self-driving cars. Many of you have probably heard about the idea of making a car drive by itself, and you would think that this is a rather recent trend. But actually, people have been dreaming about not needing to steer their vehicles for the better part of the last 60 years, because this picture behind me is from 1957. And how can they not? I would most certainly enjoy an extra half hour of sleep on my morning commute. Or, like the people in the picture, play some board games with friends on the way to the beach in Cornwall. But our convenience is not the only motivation. Studies suggest that self-driving cars could reduce the accident rate by up to 90%. Also, traffic jams would be a thing of the past. And these cars have the potential to be much more environmentally friendly because they can drive much closer together than human drivers and thus reduce air resistance. So, why are we not all enjoying a refreshing nap on our way home today? Well, in our defense, we humans are already pretty good drivers, especially if something crazy happens on the road, like for example, a tree that suddenly falls across, or the stereotypical child that suddenly appears and chases after a ball that's rolling onto the street. So, in order for those cars to become better drivers than us, they must be able to master such situations just as well as us. And we need to be able to formally prove this before we let an army of robot cars loose on our streets. This is what my research tries to achieve. I'm setting up a virtual replica of the self-driving car and its entire environment, and then I use a statistical framework that automatically generates scenarios and uses the virtual replica to test if they result in an accident. And it does this again and again and again, but it does it in a smart way, using statistical methods in order to find as many accident scenarios as possible with minimal effort. These accident scenarios can then be further investigated by testing them in real life. Testing in real life is very expensive, however, so my framework makes sure that only the important scenarios are tested in reality. The framework can ultimately help developers and legislators to test those new self-driving cars, introduce new laws and regulations, and test for type approval through the MOT. And once all this is achieved, we can recline our seat and have a refreshing nap. Or, like the people in the picture, play some board games with friends on our way to the beach in Cornwall. Thank you.